Make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on post notifications.
I am not your baby, Carpet. I never liked you, and I never will like you.
Clark, what's wrong? Why are you sad?
Nobody likes me.
That's not true. Who told you that?
I got a letter. The name of the envelope said Object Terror. Object Terror, can you really be in this town? Also, this joke was way more funnier in my head. Okay, before my channel got hacked and terminated, there was a video I did about a show called Object Terror. And guess what? I'm remaking it. Object Terror was an object show that isn't good. It was created by Lego Boy J and has 2 reboots and an original show that looks like this.
You guys have no challenge. Why? There is no challenge because 2 recommended characters are going to join the game.
I don't know about you guys, but Lego was really fucking cooking here. I'll talk about the original show in just a moment. Now, I'm obviously not the first person to do it. Oh, there's just a better video out there that covers this situation. Plus, the last time I did this video, I kind of skipped over the first reboot, and I kind of briefly mentioned it. But I'm not gonna do that here, because I care about you guys. So now that in the way, let's talk about the first season, the first version of Object Terror. Yeah, that thing. I'll just briefly go over the original Object Terror because, well, look at it. It reminds me of something like Shape World or Object Show of Doom, which if you know what those shows look like, yeah. A lot of the episodes though are pretty short, like really, really short. It also has the world's loudest fucking intro. It's also funny seeing Wallet here, since he's like the only character returned for the reboot. Other than the show's episodes being pretty short, I honestly think this has a bit of charm going into it. And trust me, you're gonna miss this charm as we go on. Nothing else much to say here, just an object show with a simple tone. So let's see how Lego fucks that up. Okay, now we've entered the first reboot. And this reboot both has aspects that are better and worse at the same time. First off, you get a whole new cast of characters. And the letter B. One of the worst things being that the reboot likes to change animation styles. A lot. Also, you apparently can't make alliances anymore. For some reason, I don't fucking know. But in general, those episodes are very mid. If you can excuse the weird animation changes and the shitty microphone. Now we're in episode 2. This is the first episode where 100XD voices Trowel. This immediately makes him the best fucking character in the show. This episode after 3 is in my opinion the worst of the animation style changes. It happens fucking constantly and even more noticeable. There's some pretty outdated shit like the R slur.
Why can I pick first? Because you're I hate you so much.
This episode also has this thing and also this. Anyways, there was a challenge about the museum, and it lasts a total of 2 minutes because eventually the rest of the episode is just chasing Trowel. Oh yeah, it looks like shit, why do you ask? Well, if I can say this, the episode's interesting, that at least it's the best of the 3, it's still kinda shit. Also, this episode has some pretty uninteresting character introductions. Don't worry, all the characters here will be appearing in the next series. Except Blue Drago. Also, if you get eliminated, you fucking die. Okay, I kind of lied. This episode isn't interesting. I mean, look at this transition. What the fuck? You wanna see how Arch's team loses, by the way?
Fuck, what have you done?
You're saying I'm a bad fart?
No, I didn't.
Wait!
This means the 20s are up for elimination. But
Bro, they didn't even try here, bro. What were they cooking?
why we lose.
So that was Object Terror's first reboot, and that was not good at all. Insanely inconsistent quality control of the animation from all over the place. A boring set of characters. It suffers a similar issue of the original. Episodes and challenges kind of go on quickly. It's obviously nowhere near as bad as there, but still. And just like, there's really nothing else to say. The first reboot is just kind of shit. Next, let's get to the second reboot. That thing, yeah. Well, I can start with some positives. First off, the animation doesn't change every fucking second. It's actually consistent throughout the entire series, which is nice. And the characters are 4% more interesting. Also, all the fucking ball, letter, and blue dragon characters are just being removed and replaced with all these guys like Cactus. Also being said, what the fuck happened to TV's voice?
Oh, come on. No, I accidentally spilled oil on my project. That's fine. I know Cactus threw you off the cliff again just like he always does. I can just clean it up and they're ready to start a competition show. I am selling my cruise ship of it as a prize. And I'm building a host to do the show.
What?
Because I'm too lazy. Duh.
Lol.
There.
I'm not sure why they had to make Computer's voice sound like that, but okay. The show also had this fucking ugly mouthpiece. I don't like that. The show also has a pretty alright intro. I'm not sure why it just looks so barren here though. Also, LD Spider is here. And he gets put for elimination because he's ugly. This episode is just a rehash of the first reboot's first episode. Got a bit better, so yeah, I guess. Also, this happens.
Too late. I already lit it.
What the fuck was even that? Oh yeah, Stapler and Skittle also survive instead of Arch and Wallet, so yeah, they're team captains now, yeah. Carpet over here gets Riz and finally gets the MLT girl. Yeah, the first half of this episode is seemingly super dragged out, so yeah, I don't like this part. Also, I think Payne in this show is kind of annoying. He's this I don't give a shit kind of character, which would have been fine if this was something he was like in the first fucking episode. Also, Biscuit's design in the early episodes were just terrible. It's just a fucking yellow cylinder. Also, Wall in this show is now a jerk character, and that's it, he barely does anything here. Also, Plug is no longer a silent type, unlike the last reboot, which is interesting. Also, in this episode, he gets an extremely annoying voice, which is something he didn't have in the first episode.
Plug, what's wrong? Why are you sad?
Nobody likes me.
But that's not true. Who told you that?
Wallet did.
Wallet, guy who bullies everyone and calls them stupid for no absolute reason. Well, I suggest you stay away from him. He can be harsh sometimes.
Why does the voice actor for Mug sound like he's recording in a microwave? Beep-Boop also drops the text-to-speech voice for this annoying voice.
Well, I heard people didn't like my text-to-speech voice, so I went to the doctor and asked for a new robot voice. Don't it sound much sexier now?
It sounds like shit and it's paired up with another annoying voice such as Arch. It's scared Wuggalo or anything, but she was not fucking cooking when she was voice acting Arch. I know I'm going a lot of the character stuff here, but I generally think it's the more interesting part of the episode, and I think it's just way more well done here. I know I'm also wasting time, but I first did a video on Object Terror back in 2022. This episode, and this episode in particular, just wouldn't download. I have no fucking clue why. Also, another thing that came back from the previous reboot, when you get eliminated, you fucking die. This episode's the same thing from the first episode. It's a rehash from the original reboot, just done a lot better here. Although I say this part is still incredibly boring since just kind of just talking and nothing really interesting happens. Other than the stealing parts bit, which is yeah, something like the original, just a lot better. The animation has changed, and it ain't that bad. I don't like how some of the characters' arms are just kind of floaty. Also, by the way, Wallet gets eliminated. I would have made a joke of him being the nicest Christian on Twitter. That's if Wallet did more than, like, 2 things. I think of him as just more of a bland character than just an asshole. I mean, he's still kind of an asshole, sure. Also, Honey. That's all I can say, because she's a nothing burger character. I'm honest, the worst line to be uttered by a human being. This is actually my favorite episode here. It's not a repeat like the last two. Chairs like to flash for like half a second for some reason, and it's more simpler and grounded. Man, if the rest of the show kept doing this, I bet it wouldn't be half bad.
Make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on post notifications so that way you're always content. Thank you. Now enjoy.
Forgot to mention this last episode, but Object Terror got a new intro, and I could say this, everyone wanted to copy it for some fucking reason. I don't know why people wanted to do that. Cactus does get eliminated in this episode, and he does this very evil face, I know. Say, do you like how eliminations go when a character fucking dies and bleeds out? Because you know that's how objects work. Do you want to, as a whole fucking challenge, I guess it's now not too late to talk about the elephant in the room. A fucking gore and everything. Look, I'm not against gore or anything, but it just looks shit in the show. It also doesn't make sense. I know it's fiction and all, but it just looks dumb. Like, in this world, if, say, a light bulb trips and falls and breaks, it becomes a fucking Mortal Kombat fatality. Also, the episode does not really help by being really boring. I get it, it's very talkative, I get it, imposter sus, but it just makes the episode very, very boring. Also, the magazine's voice sucks.
Yes! I'm the murderer! Yes, they did! They kept on being annoying to me at Biscuit! I just had to kill them!
Oh no, man, should you be talking? I guess we're finally here, the worst episode in the entire show. First off, LD Spire comes back. I hope you didn't forget about him. Yeah. As well as a new guy, which is called S'more. For some reason, sounds like a fucking old man.
Hello, little Spider-Man guys.
Why the fuck Lego thought that was a good voice was beyond me. He also happens to be a Megaton fan because he wants to summon demons for some reason. Everyone is just dancing now for some fucking reason. This episode is in 2 parts, by the way, so I guess that's something. Also, man, have a lot of these commercials for Amino not aged well. I mean, come on, I've heard the stories. Also, this episode's challenge is escaping from a Minotaur is trying to kill them. Because the last episode didn't have enough killing, I guess. And it's even more apparent here. Like, how the fuck does this coffee cup spill blood? Isn't he filled with coffee? And ignoring that, this episode is just really fucking boring. The episode just becomes such a long fucking drag. Stapler and carpet, along with travel and beer, are the only good things about this episode, and they can't even carry it. This is also the first object show to have gay kissing. Imagine the first gay representation and it's this show of all things. When it's not trying to be super graphic and edgy, it's just really boring. And when it's not trying to be super boring, it's trying to be super graphic and edgy, which looks like shit. Because simply put, gore does not fit in an object show because they're talking objects. Who would have guessed that? So that was Object Terror. So after 2 years later, have my opinions of the show really changed? No, Object Terror is still just as bad as I thought of it 2 years ago. Let's start off with the characters because fuck you. Like I mentioned, the characters may be 4% more interesting than last time. Doesn't excuse them from being either uninteresting or being really fucking annoying. Speaking of the number 4, Trowel, Stapler, Carpet, and Beer are like the only characters I actually kind of liked. LD Spider, he's supposed to be the more annoying character, but like, he's barely that annoying. Fuck, he just kind of existed in the first episode just for him to get eliminated. He barely did anything. Voice acting is also another issue. Constantly ranges from decent to just, dude, what the fuck is wrong with your microphone? Object Terror's one saving grace is the animation. Because like I mentioned, it doesn't constantly change every 4 fucking seconds. Although it ain't perfect. I hate how everyone looks so bouncy, it just looks awkward. And that's really about everything because other than Object Terror's infamous, well, gore, Object Terror doesn't really have anything going for it. It's just really boring. The only exception being episode 3 because it was an actually decent episode. Now, while the show got canceled in episode 5, there was planned in episode 6. It was supposed to be like a movie or something. There was a trailer with pretty good animation, but I cannot find it for some reason. I go probably delete it or private the video. If anyone has a link to it, let me know in the comments. But was also supposed to have a sex scene in it. My apologies for that silence. I'll let you guys sit down and comprehend that.
Fucking skibbity toilet's rubbish.
After that, we haven't really got anything new for that movie since. And I doubt Object Terror is ever gonna come back. Which is probably for the best, though. Anyways, Merry Christmas, bye.
Isn't that a wonderful noise? Well, now you can listen to that noise 24/7 thanks to our revolutionary headphones. Listen to it while you walk. Listen to it while you sleep. These headphones can only play that noise, but why would you ever want to listen to anything else? They also have a volume up button.